When I was a young kid taking piano lessons, I never wanted to practice my classical pieces. Instead, what I really wanted to do was play Elton John songs. I was so drawn to his music, his voice, his piano playing from a really young age, and I think that millions and millions of people can say the same. So this year, in honor of his retirement from the road, I thought we would check out the top 10 Elton John piano intros. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have one of my favorites. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Check it out. So this song is 80s Elton. It's from 1983, and a lot of people like to knock Elton for his 80s stuff, but I think that this intro is amazing. And he actually changed it years later and started playing it more like this. Coming in at number 9, we have I'm Still Standing. This intro uses what we call a pedal tone, which just means that the bass note is staying the same while the chords change. So there are 3 chords in the intro mainly. It's B flat minor, G flat, and F. But if I played those chords with their normal roots, like B flat minor, G flat major, and F, right, with the correct bass notes, B flat, G flat, F, they don't sound as cool. If I maintain B flat the entire time down below, like this, you get a much cooler and almost evil sound. I love this intro because it's in B flat major, which is kind of rare for Elton, and it's really, really pretty. He's playing the chorus melody and giving you the hook up front. And he's playing a Rhodes like that, which just sounds so cool because we know him as a piano guy. We never really get to hear him play Rhodes or organ or other stuff like that. Coming in at number 7 is Candle in the Wind. This is one of the shortest intros he ever wrote. Very, very simple, just B major with kind of a descending bass line down to E. And then back to B. So since we're in E major for this song, it's just a 5-1 progression sort of happening twice with a walk down. B major, which is the 5 and E. And we're walking down diatonically from the 5 to the 1, back to the 5, and that brings you to E major, which is how the song starts, and it's the key that the song is in. Very logical. I love this intro because it's another hook that he wrote just for an intro. It's not borrowed from the verse or from the chorus really, it's its own melody, it's its own thing. And when people hear it, they know instantly what song it is. And again, we get to hear him play a Rhodes. And if you're wondering why I'm not playing a Rhodes right now when I have such a nice one, it's because the plugins sound better. Coming in at number 5, Benny and the Jets. I love this one. Okay, for Benny and the Jets, I mean, all you need to hear is the first chord. And that's actually what he does live. He just sits and goes and waits for the audience to scream because they instantly know what it is. And it's a 2-chord intro. It's just G major 7 and then F major 7. And he just sort of splits the chords up and inverts them, which is really cool. A G major 7 would look like this in its home root position. What he did was he put the G way down here, as an octave, and took the remaining notes and he flipped them around a little bit and he put the B over here. So same as a G major 7, but with a little bit of inverting, much prettier. Oh, and he adds a note too. He adds an E with his second finger, which we could call the 6 or the 13, but that's another video. It makes a difference. Here's without the E, here's with the E. I think it makes a difference. Number 4 is Tiny Dancer. This is another short intro that you can hear about 2 seconds of and you know what song it is. And it's only 2 chords. What he's doing is C major, just with a lot of redundant repeated notes, but at the end of the day it's just C, E, and G, which makes up C major. But then he goes to F major. But notice that the pinky down below, playing the bass note, doesn't move to F. It stays on C. If I did move to F, I would get something a little bit more like this. It's not as interesting. By staying on the C, I think it's way cooler. Number 3 is from one of the most famous Disney movies of all time. It's Can You Feel the Love Tonight? So the piece is in B flat, and we're starting right on the tonic in B flat. And we can tell right away this is something that Elton wrote just to be an intro. It doesn't really borrow much from a verse or chorus or bridge or anything like that. It's just a unique hook that was composed to start the piece. It's really cool. Coming in at number 2, Someone Saved My Life Tonight. This is a really beautiful intro for a very dark song. If you guys have listened to it and you know the lyrics, you know what I'm talking about. It's unique because the left hand is actually playing the hook here. The left hand leads and sort of has a melody. Which is really cool. And it's kind of difficult to play because he's playing in octaves. I had to do it a couple of takes to get it half decent. It's also a brilliant example of how Elton uses inversions so well and so effectively. The opening chord is A flat, but instead of just playing an A flat as the root, he instead flips the chord over and plays E flat as the root. That makes you feel very differently. Here, right, we feel like we've landed and it's over, but here, by playing the 5th of A flat, which is E flat, you feel a little bit unstable and like you want to come home. It's very cool. Coming in at number 1, it has to be Your Song. This has to be one of Elton's most beloved songs. It's been one of my favorites since I was a kid, and it's one of the first that I heard when I was probably 6 or 7 years old. Everybody loves this song. And what we're doing here is we're in the key of E flat. He's going to an A flat chord, B flat major, back to A flat. So it's 1 in the key of E flat, 4 A flat, 5 B flat, back to 4, and home to 1. So nothing too crazy, but of course Elton loves his pedal tones and he keeps E flat, which is the tonic, here the entire time while the chords are changing. That gives us this effect. It doesn't seem too significant until I take it away like this. Not good. It feels like several degrees less interesting just by doing that, at least in my opinion. Anyway, guys, that is my top 10 Elton John intros list. Let me know if you have any others. Leave them down in the comments. I have a couple of honorable mentions. Honestly, I could have made a video of 100 intros or more because he really has never written a bad piano intro. They're so beautiful. But I thought these were the most iconic and the ones that probably have had such an impact on people's lives. So I really wanted to play them for you and break them down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Anything to help out is so appreciated. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know if I missed anything or if there's anything else you want to see. And I will see you in the next one.